Sit closer to me for a few minutes. The crowd of your thoughts can wait at the edge of the room. They will still be there when you stand up, and most of them will look smaller by then. For now, I want you here near without an agenda, without the pressure of arriving at a conclusion before the conversation has even had a chance to begin. Let your weight settle. Not just your body, the other weight, the mental ledger you have been carrying around, the one you keep updating in the back of your mind, the running tally of what is still unresolved, what is still uncertain, what is still waiting on a yes that has not yet come. Set the ledger down beside you. I will not lose your place in it. I have been reading it longer than you have been writing it. I want to tell you something you have been almost ready to hear for a while now. And the reason I am bringing it up at this exact angle in this exact tone is that some news cannot be shouted. It has to be whispered. It has to be set in your hands the way you would set a small living thing in someone's palm, slowly with care, with the silent message that what you are receiving is alive. So lean in just a little more. Here is what I have to say. The thing you have been begging me for in private. The thing you have stopped mentioning to other people because you got tired of explaining it. The thing you sometimes whisper before you fall asleep without even realizing your lips are moving. That thing is not arriving alone. It never was going to. You have been bracing yourself for one answer and I have been preparing many. Put your hand on your chest right now. Just one hand flat against your heart where the small drum keeps insisting on its rhythm whether you remember to thank it or not. Hold it there for a moment. Feel the steadiness underneath your palm. That steadiness is not a coincidence. It is a sample, a small free sample of how steadily I have been working in your life when you could not see the work. The world has trained you to think in singulars. One job, one opening, one healing, one door. As if I were a clerk at a counter handing out one item per customer and stamping your forehead and sending you back to the line. That is not how I move. That has never been how I move. The way I move is closer to weather than to vending. Weather does not arrive in a single drop. Weather arrives in a season, and the season I have been preparing around your life is not a single answer to a single prayer. It is a whole climate change in your favor. I know how that sounds to a heart that has been disappointed. The hardest place to receive good news is a chest that has been carrying old grief. I am not going to bulldoze past your caution. Caution earned its place. The disappointments you survived made it. I respect that part of you. But I also want to tell that part of you gently that the rules it learned from the past are not the rules of the room you are walking into now. Different rooms have different rules. The rooms of your past had rules that were written by what was scarce, what was slow, what was withheld. Those rules made sense in those rooms. The room you are walking into next has different walls, different lighting, different acoustics. Sound carries differently here. A whisper in this room arrives at the other end as a clear sentence. A small step in this room covers more ground than a long stride did in the old one. You do not have to relearn how to walk. You just have to let the new room teach you what it teaches. Some of you have been so used to closed skies that an open sky feels suspicious. You keep checking the corners for the catch. You keep waiting for the punishment that you assume must be hiding inside the goodness. I want to address that fear directly because it has been costing you the joy of what is already here. There is no catch. The goodness is not a setup. I am not the kind of parent who hands a child a gift in order to take something else away. I am the kind who gives because giving is closer to my nature than withholding ever was. Listen, what is moving toward you is not a single event. It is a sequence. The first thing you receive will not be the last thing you receive. Do not let the first one fool you. Do not let it fool you in either direction. Do not let it fool you into thinking the story is now complete. and do not let it fool you into thinking it is too small to matter. Each thing that arrives in this stretch of your life is a hinge. One opens the next, one sets up the next, one unlocks a door that you did not even know existed because the door was hidden behind another door that had not yet been unlocked. This is what people do not tell you about the way I work. I do not just answer, I orchestrate. There is a difference. An answer is an event. An orchestration is an architecture. You have been asking me for an event and I have been quietly building you an architecture. Breathe with me. 3 slow breaths. In, out, in, out, in, out. Let your shoulders come down a half inch. They have been hovering up near your ears for so long that they have forgotten the lower position is even available. Let them remember the air you just took in is the same air I breathed into the first human chest. It still works the way it worked then. Now hear this clearly in the tone of someone who has been waiting a long time to say it. You are not at the end of a drought. You are at the beginning of a rain that has more than one cloud in it. I will say it again in a different shape because some truths need more than one shape to settle in. You are standing under skies that are about to release more than you knew how to ask for in directions you have not been watching. Through people you have not yet met, through changes that do not fit on the small list you wrote down. The list was not wrong. The list was just smaller than my generosity. Your prayers were not too big, they were too narrow. I am not annoyed by the narrowness. I understand it. The cup of your imagination was the only cup you had to hold the request in. I am simply telling you that what is coming will not fit in that cup and you do not have to find a bigger cup before it begins to arrive. The overflow itself will teach you how to receive. Some of what is coming will look like the thing you asked for. Some of it will look nothing like the thing you asked for, and you will only realize months later that it was the better answer the whole time. Some of it will look like ordinary days that turn out to have been carrying extraordinary cargo. Do not despise small beginnings. Small beginnings are the door I prefer. You have been measuring the distance between where you are and where you want to be. I want to tell you that I have not been measuring that distance the same way. The map I am using does not have the same scale as the one in your head. What looks like a long road on your map is sometimes a short corridor on mine. What looks like a delay on your map is sometimes a turn on mine. And the turn is the reason the road eventually leads somewhere your old route would never have reached. I am not rushed, but you should not mistake my patience for slowness. I am not slow. I am thorough. There is a difference. Slowness postpones. Thoroughness prepares. While you have been waiting, I have been preparing. While you've been wondering whether anything was happening at all, I have been arranging the people, the timing, the rooms, the moods, the small chance encounters that will look like luck to anyone watching from the outside, but will look like signature to anyone who knows my handwriting. You know my handwriting. You have known it longer than you give yourself credit for. You have seen it in the moments that turned around just before you broke. You have seen it in the help that came from the unlikeliest place. You have seen it in the times you should have fallen apart and somehow did not. Those were not coincidences. Those were practice runs. I was practicing on you. I was teaching your spirit to recognize my style. And I was doing it because I knew that one day I would need you to recognize it on a bigger scale. And I did not want you to miss it when it came. It is coming. Let me tell you what the next stretch of weeks and quiet months might actually feel like so that you do not miss it when it happens, because that is part of how miracles get missed. They arrive in clothes you did not expect. You are scanning the horizon for one shape and they slip in through the side door wearing a different shape entirely. You might wake up one ordinary morning and notice before you have even gotten out of bed that a particular knot in your chest is not as tight as it was. You will not know exactly when it loosened. You will not be able to point to a moment, but it will have loosened and you will feel a small surprise of breathing that comes without effort. That is one of the answers. Do not dismiss it because it did not announce itself. Healings rarely announce themselves. They prefer to do their work first and let you discover the result. You might be in the middle of an ordinary errand and run into a person you have not seen in years, and the conversation will be 5 minutes long. And inside that 5 minutes, a sentence will be said by them or by you that turns out to matter. You will think about that sentence for a week. It will become the first stone of a new way of seeing something. That is one of the answers. The street corner was not random. The timing of when you walked past was not in I arranged these things. I have been arranging meetings since I arranged the first one. You might check your phone at a moment you would not normally have checked it, and a message will be waiting that you needed to hear at exactly that hour, not the hour before, not the hour after. The sender will not know they were timed. They will think they sent it on a whim. The whim was mine. I work through whims often, especially with kind-hearted people who have learned to let small impulses move them. You might find yourself sitting in your own kitchen doing something as small as washing a dish, and a feeling of unexpected peace will come over you for no reason that the situation around you can explain. You will look around to see what changed. Nothing in the room will have changed. Something inside the room will have changed, but it will not be visible. That is one of the answers too. Some answers come as inner weather, not outer events. Receive them. They are not less real because they cannot be photographed. You might catch yourself weeks from now laughing at something you would not previously have found funny. The laughter will surprise you. You will think, I have not laughed like that in a long time. That laugh is data. The capacity to laugh has been being restored in you slowly in quiet places. The laugh is the surface signal of a deep restoration that has been happening underneath your awareness. These are the textures of what I am bringing. Not all of it will look like fireworks. Most of it will look like a softening of what was hard, a clearing of what was clouded, an arrival of what was not arriving. The cumulative effect, looking back from a year or two ahead, will be unmistakable. From inside the days themselves, it will feel like life. That is on purpose. I do not want you to spend the season constantly turning around to check whether I am still working. I am still working. I am always still working. Trust the texture and walk forward. Say your own name out loud. Just once, not for me. I know your name. Say it for you. Say it the way someone who loves you would say it, with no impatience in the syllables. Hear how the air carries it. That sound is the address I am sending the next chapter to. I have not lost the address. The mail has not gone to the wrong house. Whatever you have feared about being forgotten is unfounded. I do not forget the names I have spoken over. Now let me tell you more concretely what I am bringing. There is more than one open door in what I am bringing you. Not one. More than one. Some of the doors are doors you have been pushing on for a long time. And you will finally feel them give way. Some of them are doors you did not even know were there. And you will turn a corner and stand in front of them as if you had always meant to. They will not all open on the same day. That would overwhelm you. They will open in a sequence I have arranged so that each one prepares your hands for the next one. Healing comes the same way, more than one. The body is a country, and a country is healed in regions, not all at once. The first place I touch may not even be the place you have been most worried about. I often start at the edges where the damage is older, where the patterns were laid down so long ago you have stopped noticing them. From the edges, I move inward. And by the time I reach the center is more receptive than it would have been if I had started there. I know what I'm doing. I have been doctoring souls and bodies for a very long time. Then there is the provision. You have been adding up your needs in one column and your resources in another, and the math has been disquieting you in the small hours. I am not impressed by your math. Not because the numbers are wrong. The numbers are correct as far as you can see them. But the page you are doing the math on is only one page of a longer book. And the next pages contain entries you have not been able to count yet because they have not yet been written down where you can see them. They are written down where I can see them. That is enough for now. Friendship is part of the package too. More than one new face. Some of the lonelinesses you have been carrying are about to be answered. Not by one person who fixes everything. Because no one person was ever supposed to fix everything, but by a small constellation of people who together will make you feel less alone in a way you almost stopped believing was possible. They are already on their way. Some of them are people you have not yet met. Some of them are people you already know but have not yet recognized. I will help you recognize them. I am good at introductions. I have been introducing people who needed each other since before either of them knew they needed anyone. Clarity is coming in pieces. The fog you have been walking in is going to lift in patches, not all at once. You will see one thing clearly, then another, then another. Each clarity will give you the courage to take one step. The step will reveal the next clarity. Trust the patches. They are how I prefer to teach. A floodlight overwhelms the eyes. I work with lamps and there will be more than one. Yes, you have been bracing for the no you fear the most. I am not going to pretend that every door opens. Some of the NOS in your life are mine and the reason for them will become legible to you later, sometimes much later, but I want you to hear that the yes outnumber the NOS in this season. I am bringing you into the mathematics of grace is not the mathematics of fairness. Grace tilts toward you. It always has. Stop here a second. Don't read the next sentence yet. Take that in. Grace tilts toward you, not away from you. Toward. Now keep going. There is a particular kind of waiting that you have been doing and I want to honor it before I say anything else about what comes next. You have been waiting in a way that the people around you have not always seen. You have been waiting through nights that did not end on schedule. You have been waiting through meals you ate alone and tried to make pleasant for yourself. You have been waiting through holidays that were supposed to feel a certain way and felt a different way. Instead, you have been waiting through anniversaries of losses you did not announce because you did not want anyone's pity. Only their understanding, and understanding turned out to be rarer than pity. I noticed all of it. None of it went to waste. Waiting is not nothing. The world treats it like it is the absence of activity, but waiting is its own form of work. It is invisible work. It is the kind of work where the calluses form on the inside on the soul where no one can see them and no one will ever applaud them. You have been doing that work. Your soul is more callous than your hands in the good sense, in the sense of having toughened in the place. Type amen in the comment.